As Iranian drones rained down on Gulf targets, did Israel quietly go beyond Iron Dome, slipping a prototype laser weapon into the war zone to shield a new Arab ally? When reports say Iron Beam was rushed to the UAE, did Israel's most secret laser finally step out of the shadows, protecting Emirati skies from Iranian drones in real combat for the first time? If a prototype system was pulled off the bench and thrown into a live war, is Israel now testing its future weapons in real time over Gulf battlefields instead of sterile test ranges? And with Iran firing hundreds of drones and missiles at the UAE, how much of the unseen defense in that night sky was actually Israeli lasers and sensors quietly doing the work? From the first secret calls to the last Israeli technician on Emirati soil, did Benjamin Netanyahu quietly build a laser shield over the UAE, turning the Abraham Accords into a wartime alliance? It was not just the famous Iron Dome batteries that went to the UAE. A new report says Israel also shipped a cutting-edge Iron Beam laser shield during Iran's massive strike. According to reporting cited from the Financial Times, Israel sent a version of its Iron Beam laser defense system to the UAE to help counter incoming Iranian drones and rockets. The system is designed to fire high-energy laser beams that vaporize short-range rockets, mortars, and drones before they can reach cities, bases, or critical infrastructure. This deployment is described as one of the first major wartime defense links between Israel and the UAE since they normalized ties under the Abraham Accords. One regional official told reporters that the move showed the value of being Israel's friend when a conflict erupts and missile sirens start to wail. Sources quoted by the Financial Times say the systems sent to the UAE were not part of Israel's fully integrated home air defense grid, underscoring how experimental some of the kit still is. One source described the process as taking systems off the bench and effectively handing them over for Emirati crews to operate under Israeli guidance. The report notes that Iron Beam itself was among the prototype systems rushed into active use, turning the Iran war into a live proving ground for directed energy weapons. Before the UAE deployment, Israel had already tested Iron Beam against Hezbollah rockets and drones fired from Lebanon, showcasing clips of laser shots on state-linked channels. Alongside Iron Beam, Israel reportedly deployed an advanced lightweight surveillance suite dubbed Spectro to help watch Emirati skies. Spectro is designed to spot and track incoming drones from up to about 20 kilometers away, giving defenders critical extra seconds to react. Officials have highlighted its role in detecting Iranian Shahd-type loitering drones heading towards the UAE, feeding targeting data to other air defense assets. These revelations come amid growing speculation about just how deep the UAE-Israel defense relationship has become, far beyond the public photos of leaders shaking hands. Axios reports that Israel secretly deployed an Iron Dome battery and IDF troops to operate it on UAE territory early in the Iran war. Two Israeli officials and one US official told Axios this was the first time Iron Dome and its crews had ever been deployed abroad to defend a third country. That move marked the first ever Iron Dome deployment outside Israel and the US, turning the Emirati desert into a live testbed for Israel's flagship shield. One Israeli official said the UAE-based battery intercepted dozens of Iranian missiles aimed at Emirati targets, adding another layer to the Gulf's defense. The system was reportedly run by IDF personnel stationed on UAE soil, meaning Israeli soldiers were directly defending a Gulf Monarch's airspace for the first time. Officials say the deployment was greenlit after a direct call between Benjamin Netanyahu and UAE President Mohammed bin Zayed, sealing the deal leader to leader. During the joint US-Israel war on Iran, the UAE emerged as the region's most heavily targeted country, absorbing more strikes than Israel itself. Emirati figures cited in regional media say Iran launched roughly 550 missiles and over 2,200 drones at the UAE over the course of the campaign. Most of those projectiles were intercepted, but some still punched through and hit military facilities, airports, and civilian sites in and around major cities. The sustained barrages pushed Abu Dhabi to quietly seek extra help from allies willing to share real hard air and missile defenses, not just political statements. Israeli and Emirati officials now say their militaries have coordinated closely since the war's start on February 28, with near-daily contacts on threats and targets. Axios also reports that the Israeli Air Force struck short-range missile sites in southern Iran specifically to reduce the fire aimed at Gulf states. Those preemptive raids aimed to destroy launchers before they could fire at the UAE and its neighbors, extending Israel's umbrella far beyond its own borders. Deploying Israeli troops on Emirati soil is seen as highly sensitive in the Gulf, given domestic politics and regional optics around open military ties with Israel. Emirati officials told Axios that this war has already shifted public attitudes about who is truly seen as a protector when missiles start falling. One official said plainly that anyone who helps shield the UAE from Iranian attacks will be viewed positively by the public, regardless of past taboos. A senior Emirati figure stressed that the UAE is not going to forget what Israel, and Netanyahu personally, did to help during the worst barrages. Another official was careful to add that the same gratitude extends to other countries that helped defend the UAE, signaling this is part of a wider coalition memory. At the same time, sharing an Iron Dome battery while Israel itself was under threat is likely to spark debate back home about stretching limited defense assets overseas. Netanyahu's decision has raised questions inside Israel about whether diverting such a prized system abroad could leave Israeli cities more exposed in a long war. For Abu Dhabi, though, seeing Israeli air defense crews on the ground at a critical hour may become a defining memory that shapes future alliances. Officials in both capitals now say their partnership is the closest it has been since normalization, with security ties catching up to the 2020 political breakthrough. Israel and the UAE signed a US-brokered peace deal in 2020 under the Abraham Accords, and this war has turned that paper treaty into a real defense alliance.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HD videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.